So now we're going to go over touching tools off on the lower turret. We're going to do both the main spindle and the sub spindle. So for touching off on the main spindle first, we're going to look over here. It's going to be tool 22 is what we're going to touch off here. So we're going to come back to the control. We're probably going to be on this page to start with. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to hit the page down. And this will bring us down to our lower turret here. So we're going to go to 22. We're going to do a holder set. We're going to select the correct holder that we want. So in this situation, it's going to be a double turn holder. This is going to be the correct holder here. The way that I know that is that I matched the part number on the holder itself to the part number here. I'm going to hit input. Enter data will be set. Are you sure? Yes. For H1, I'm going to use 42. For H2, I'm going to use 22. So working on the main spindle, it says spindle 1. I'm going to be using offset 42. And for 2, I'm going to be using offset 22 here. So now that I've done that, I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to, as you notice, we don't have a core here. The lower turret does not have a y-axis, so it's not going to display. So for diameter and longitude, first thing we're going to do, we're going to touch the tool off on the main spindle. So we're going to go to diameter. We're going to hit measure set. And now we're going to hold cycle start. The machine's going to move to a safe position. Let's get ready for us to touch off. So now that it's in a safe position, it says running turret 2 measure set. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 1/2 inch block, and I'm going to do the same thing as the upper turret, and I'm going to touch off to the face of the main spindle, and I'll be right back with you when I do that. So now that I've touched the tool off with a 1/2 inch block in longitude, I'm going to come back over here to the control. I'm still in longitude, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in 0.5, it's always positive, and then I'm going to hit input, and that's going to put in our longitude dimension here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to touch off on diameter. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to highlight diameter, and now I'm going to do the same thing as that boring bar. I'm actually going to come over here and turn the spindle on. So as you remember, all we're going to do is hit rotate number. We're going to go to spindle 1, because we want to turn spindle 1 on, 1000 RPM. So I'm going to come down over here and I'm going to hit inch again to make sure that it's spinning the correct direction. Hold that down. We're going to look at the spindle. That's spinning the wrong direction. So we're going to come back over to the control. We're going to hit reverse. We're going to hold down inch again to confirm that it is the right direction now. So that's the right direction. So we'll come back over here. We'll hit start. That's going to turn our spindle on. So now we're going to use our handle down here, and we're going to move over. So I'm going to come over in longitude first. Come up in diameter. So we just need to skim a little bit of material. So once we touch, we want to move longitude straight back. And we'll cut a little bit just to get enough to measure here. And then after we get enough to measure, we want to come straight back off the bar. And we do not want to move our diameter at all. So we'll come straight back, giving us room to come there and measure. So now we're going to come over here, stop the spindle. I'm going to measure that diameter with calipers, and I'll be back with you as soon as I do that. So I've measured the bar, it comes out to 1.603. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to hit window swap, and then I can hit escape on this rotate number page, or I can just come down here and hit rotate number. That'll shut that off so I can see what I'm doing over here. We're going to go to diameter, and then we're going to go to type in 1.603. This is going to be positive this time because we're on the correct side of the bar. We're not on the negative side for this turret. So now when I hit input, it's going to change our diameter here. Now that tool is currently touched off in diameter. So next we're going to be moving to the sub spindle side with the lower turret.